Hey everyone, welcome back to Majin and the Forsaken Kingdom. Like I said last time, it's time to check out the game's DLC. Yeah, I went and bought it all back in the day and then didn't really do a whole lot with it. So it comes in three flavors. You've got the Sneak Challenge, Battle Challenge, and Puzzle Challenge. And in the Sneak Challenge, you just have to kill everything without being seen. Battle Challenge, you've just got to kill all the enemies. And Puzzle Challenge, you have to destroy all the scarecrows, but you have limited resources. So I'm going to check out the first level of each one in this video, mainly just to give you a flavor of what they're all like. So here's our Stealth Challenge, and right off the bat we've got an enemy right here. That was pretty easy. 6 enemies left. So I want to be careful not to make too much noise. If they hear me, it's not immediate game over. But it will attract their attention and they might, say, turn around and see me while I'm trying to sneak up on them. There's also a guy up at the top of the stairs here. Eventually, I'll get the hang of when it's safe to jump right behind the enemies. More or less, as long as they don't see you, you're fine. And you just gotta go for an instant kill. So getting over to that ledge is simple enough. And now I've just got to sneak up on all the enemies, but one of them is watching the other one's back. So I have to kill them all in the proper order. That one almost spotted me. And I was not careful enough. So as you can see, being spotted once is enough. So I'll try to do this stuff a bit more efficiently here. That timer is constantly counting up, and you get ranked based on how much time it takes you to get all the enemies. Take too long, and you get a bad rank. You need to get a pretty high rank in order to get any kind of reward for this. Although there are rewards, and they do count in the main game. As you saw there, I landed pretty much right next to the enemy, but because I killed him before he could raise the alarm, I was perfectly fine. Now I've just got to make sure to get the rest of them in the proper order. Kill the one up on the stairs first so that I can get behind this one without being seen. And I'm still trying to be careful not to get too close to them. The real key to scoring well in these stealth missions is to just jump right behind the enemies whenever you can. So that's a B rank. Not horrible, but not good enough to get a reward. So we'll try that again and see if I can get that A rank. Yeah, running right up to the enemy is not recommended. But you can run up to a certain distance. And again, you kind of have to. If you're not close enough for them to hear you, you're just wasting time by sneaking the whole way. You really only have to be in stealth when you get right behind them because that's the only way to do the stealth kill. So, for example, if I want to jump behind this enemy, I've got to very quickly hit the crouch button and do the kill. So keeping in mind that I actually do need to worry about my time, I'm going to try to get all this done a bit faster. Yeah, it was kind of a clumsy landing, but it worked out. And again, I don't have to sneak this whole way. That might have cost me, but I did manage to get the A rank, which gives me the stealth headband. Yeah, the rewards for this are all either armor pieces or, for the top level missions, weapons. Yeah, there aren't any weapons to collect outside of the DLC. Here we are in a battle stage, and we've just got to kill everything. And this is available pretty early in the game, and I am at near endgame levels right now, so it's probably going to be a complete slaughter. The later missions are less likely to be so easy, I would say. Although it's a nice showcase for all the special moves that we've gained over the course of the adventure here. And you don't get to carry in any healing items, it's just what you pick up in the actual arena. Really want to take out that leader, but we gotta watch for the monkeys too. And finally I managed to spread my lightning. So can we get enough of these guys to get a finishing move before it's all said and done? Not quite. Plenty of opportunities, though. I mean, ultimately, there's not a whole lot special about these combat arenas, I don't think. It's the same combat we've been doing through the whole game. We're just really focusing on it here instead of having any kind of platforming challenges or doors or anything like that. It's just a matter of killing everything that appears. And there's not really a whole lot of reason to hold back on your magic either. Plenty of things to kill to recharge it. And yeah, we're still going. Now we've got a whole bunch of monkeys. I think wind was probably a bad choice. I should have gone for lightning.
I can't get it off my back today. Ooh, help me!
See, the problem here is they're just gonna constantly jump on his back, and I gotta keep knocking them away.
I can't shake it off my back today. Ooh, help me!
On the bright side, I shouldn't need to heal too much, because he's absorbing a lot of souls from the defeated enemies. And as much as I gotta deal with those monkeys, I have to take out the captain first, or they're gonna keep respawning. Now that that's done, we've actually got a chance. A tiny one, but we've got a chance. And thanks to the boost that we got from defeating the Queen, we should be able to pull off our finishing moves a bit more easily. Unless the Majin keeps moving and I can't hit the monkey on his back. Wasn't there like a drug ad like that in the 80s? Before I was old enough to actually understand what the whole monkey on your back thing actually was. I just remember thinking it was kind of funny. This guy was going around doing his daily life, and there was actually a monkey sitting on his back. And then as I got older, I realized that it was an anti-drug PSA or something. Lost a little bit of its entertainment appeal, I suppose. Speaking of which, yeah, we're not nearly done here. And the leader spawns way on the far side of the room. But as long as you spot him, They're easy enough to take out. Now I'm sure we got a finishing move in the wings. Or we could just kill them all with one attack. And now we have a Colossus, so I think we're finally getting to the end of this mission. Let's try to pull off a finishing move. If we can get it, that'll be a big boost here. Yeah, good time to use up all the magic we've got. And take down as many enemies as possible. That's the way to do it. And I managed the top rank, S rank. The Necromancer's Cowl is my reward. And now we have the puzzle challenge. You can probably tell just based on how much time there is left in the video, this is pretty much the hardest one. You can't just go into it and accomplish. There are still enemies in this mission, but they're really just there to waste your time. Not a whole lot of challenge in terms of fighting here. So the only scarecrow we have to beat is behind this rock. I'm gonna have to find something explosive to blow it up. And you may recognize this room from way back at the beginning of the game. We got the catapult, there'll be some rocks around. And this time, every rock is up on those upper ledges. So I'm gonna have to launch myself up there to get to the rocks, so that I can break down the walls and get to other ledges. This is not naturally a good position for me to be in. But I think the real key is to knock the enemy down and let the Majin take care of it, while I deal with getting the rocks down. Like the warning message said at the beginning of the mission, there are only so many rocks, and I think in this mission you need all of them. If you use them out of order, or break down the wrong wall at the wrong time, or even just miss once, you're finished. Naturally, there are going to be a couple more rocks up there, so I'm going to have to waste one rock to break down the wall. That is not quite what I wanted to do. Yeah, there we go. So from there you can see that there are two rocks. So I have to spend one to get two. This mission is really here to take a lot of your time. And so you have to route things carefully. Sort of funny, I'm recording this just after the Summer Games Done Quick marathon is finished, I believe, or at least there are tweets on Twitter and posts in Discord that are not people talking about it, so I assume it's over. Been watching a lot of the YouTube recordings of it, and people talking about, you know, doing this thing before this thing to save 5 seconds here or there. It sounds kind of silly, but it really is what you need to do in situations like this. So I know I'm going to need to break down that wall eventually, and while the catapult's pointed over here, might as well. And now I'll just launch myself up and fall tragically short. I could potentially aim it further to the right and just land on that ledge there. But there's a dark eye that's going to shoot me if I do. and I still can't quite make it. I'm going to have to find a weight to increase the throwing distance of the catapult. So for now, let's just break down the rest of these walls. And you may begin to see the problem. I think I've only got one rock left. Oh no, there we go. I've got another one. So that'll be just enough to clear this path. And now I can launch myself up and get to the lever that'll open that door, behind which will be the weight and hopefully a couple more rocks. And sometimes, if you get lucky, this guy's facing in the opposite direction. Not so lucky this time. So there's the weight. I just need to convince the Majin to actually pick it up and put it in the catapult, while I grab the only rock in the room. And you may see a problem here. There are 2 walls that I need to break down, but I've only got 1 rock left. Well, I'll do what I can. Break down that wall over at the far corner of the room. And see whether maybe there's some place I can launch myself and actually get up there and do something. You know, at the very least, I can make it over to this ledge without a problem, but the dark eye is shooting at me, and there's absolutely no way that I'm going to be able to get this barrel over to the rock. No barrel, no entry to the scarecrow room. So we'll try this again. And now, instead of breaking the wall in front of the explosive barrel, I chose to break the wall that's in my path here. So now I've actually got a path to get around behind that dark eye, and I can destroy it. And there's another rock right in front of it, which unfortunately I have to drop down and launch myself over to that side of the room so that I can get it. And I'll finally be able to break down the last wall and get to the exploding barrel. They are at least fairly simple puzzles. And this wall, fortunately, you can hit while the catapult is at either strength. Just barely nick the top of it, but it's enough to bring the whole wall down. That is actually a really tricky shot to make directly into this alcove. I don't recommend trying it very often. I also don't recommend that. And here's another take where I decided to save a bit of time by not knocking down one of the walls as early as I did. So I'm going to knock down the one in the far corner, and now I'm going to knock down the one that's blocking where I actually need to shoot myself to. If I can find the rock that I know is somewhere over in this area. There we go. No, that's not my rock, that's just a rock. This is one of the big problems with this room, is there are flowers everywhere, and if the rock falls in the middle of them, they actually kind of hide it from view. There we go. And yeah, once you've extended the reach of the catapult, the rock just sails harmlessly over the wall, and you can't get past. So let's take it one more time from the top, and actually do everything correctly to solve the puzzle. First, I gotta shoot myself up to the ledge where the first couple of rocks are. I always try to get the jump on this enemy while he's looking the other way, but I have never managed to do it. Not once. That's all the enemies that I gotta deal with except for the Dark Eye. First thing, knock down this wall, get myself one additional rock. Turning the camera so I can see where they land just wastes some time. And now there are 3 walls that I need to knock down with the 3 rocks that I've got before I put the weight into the catapult. 2 of them I need to knock down to get to the weight, and the other one I can't do after I've weighted down the catapult. Taking this wall last means that I don't have to turn the catapult again in order to get up here. Get the door open. And I think I'm pretty well on track for everything because the enemy is facing the opposite direction, but I couldn't quite get the stealth kill, which would have saved me a fair bit of time. I'll put the rock over on this side because that's where I'm going to need to be once I'm done turning the catapult. Knock down the other wall that's currently in my way, and at this point, everything I do is getting myself one more rock so that I can knock down the next obstacle. And obviously falling down. Now, the stealth sections all take place in the same area, just with more enemies. And the battle arenas are also just more enemies as we go. The puzzle sections actually have some variety to them, which we'll be seeing when I go through the rest of the puzzle levels. But for right now, we're almost done here. Just got one more wall to knock down. And as you can see, I tried to shoot myself right into the alcove. Didn't quite work. So I'm going to take the easy way, shoot myself over the bridge, grab the exploding barrel, and then just drop it off the side. That's the way you're supposed to do it. And now I can just crawl into the opening and finally destroy that darn scarecrow. somehow, with all the missteps, I still managed an A rank and got the Engineer's Shades. So, let's take a look at those rewards quickly before I move on. They're all headgear this time around, and each level will give me the same type of thing. So the Stealth Headband adds Tenacity, which is extra hit points, same as the one I've got now. Necromancer's Cowl is Protection, which is just decreasing the damage that I take from anything. And the Engineer's Shades give me Herculean Strength, which is extra attack power, which will be pretty handy for a lot of combat applications. But for right now, I'll just stick with what I had. Extra hit points are pretty good. So, with that, that's pretty much all that you need to see about the DLC. But I'm going to spend the next couple of videos going through the stealth and puzzle missions in a bit more detail. So I'll see you for that next time. Limited resources. So I'm going to check out the first level of each one in this video, mainly just to give you a flavor of what they're all like. So here's our stealth challenge, and right off the bat we've got an enemy right here. That was pretty easy. 6 enemies left. So I want to be careful not to make too much noise. If they hear me, it's not immediate game over, but it will attract their attention. That one almost spotted me. And I was not careful enough. So as you can see, being spotted once is enough. So I'll try to do this stuff a bit more efficiently here. That timer is constantly counting up, and you get ranked based on how much time it takes you to get... Hey everyone, welcome back to Majin and the Forsaken Kingdom. Like I said last time, it's time to check out the game's DLC. Yeah, I went and bought it all back in the day and then didn't really do a whole lot with it. So it comes in 3 flavors. You've got the Sneak Challenge, Battle Challenge, and Puzzle Challenge. And in the Sneak Challenge, you just have to kill everything without being seen. Battle Challenge, you've just got to kill all the enemies. And Puzzle Challenge, you have to destroy all the scarecrows, but you have just got to go for an instant kill. So getting over to that ledge is simple enough. And now I've just got to sneak up on all the enemies, but one of them is watching the other one's back. So I have to kill them all in the proper order. And then they might, say, turn around and see me while I'm trying to sneak up on them. There's also a guy up at the top of the stairs here. Eventually, I'll get the hang of when it's safe to jump right behind the enemies. More or less, as long as they don't see you, you're fine. And you